Wizardborn is Book 3 of the Runelord series by David Farland, and it continues Gaborn's struggle against the Reavers and his journey to discover what it means to be the Earth King. Expanding the world building and maturing the characters, Wizardborn is a confident installment, but it does lack the plot progression of its predecessors. Following his victory at the end of Brotherhood of the Wolf, Gaborn discovers the Reaver mage called the One True Master is planning to bind the powers of fire and air and remake the world for the Reavers, which will kill all of humanity. Gaborn must stop the One True Master, but she has hidden herself in the Lair of Bones, the location of which is unknown. As Gaborn and his army pursue the retreating Reavers, he enlists the aid of young wizard-born Averin to help him find the Waymaker, the only Reaver that knows the location of the Lair of Bones. But with his earth powers diminished, defeating the One True Master may be a task doomed to fail. Raj Aten returns to his own country to destroy an invading Reaver horde, and his people have as many perspectives about him as Gaborn's do about him being the Earth King. Some see Raj Aten as their savior, others see him as a tyrannical conqueror, and still others support him but believe he has betrayed his country's honor. The death of his people and the Reavers' desecration horrify Raj Aten, but since he believes the people of other countries are barbarians, he doesn't blink when he dispenses the same kind of destruction. He wants to save his people, but he will accept any cost to do so, and doesn't realize he has turned into the very thing he vowed to defeat. Marima and Bornson begin to form a real relationship, and Farland uses these characters to explore the nature of love. What love actually is, how men and women experience and perceive love differently, and how love can grow from mutual respect even if attraction isn't initially present. Some of it is well done, some of it is clunky. I'm a sucker for redemption stories and ones that have something good emerge from tragedy, so I hope Bornson and Marima's relationship continues to follow that road. The elemental powers appeared here and there in the previous books, but Wizardborn implies the conflict between Gaborn, Raj Aten, and the Reavers is the product of a greater, unseen battle. The elemental powers seem to be manipulating men and women and using them as vessels to achieve their goals. The powers are not good or evil, they're forces of nature and act accordingly. But mankind is much more complex than a force of nature, and as we've seen with Gaborn, the agreement between a power and a person is not as straightforward as it appears. The Reavers proved to be great monsters in Brotherhood of the Wolf, and in Wizardborn, it's revealed that they have a society, hierarchy, and language, even if aspects of that language make you chuckle. This doesn't take away from them being monsters, though, as their fragile society is still built upon their desire for decay and destruction. Wizardborn has its own story arc, but its main purpose is to set up events to come, and therefore does not progress the series plot as much as the previous books. All the new information about the Reavers is given by Averin. Due to her story arc, this makes sense and doesn't come out of nowhere, but it's still far too much info dumping. The kings plotting against Gaborn don't make much headway, and Gaborn spends the entire book chasing the Reaver horde. That being said, middle books are very hard to do well, and there is enough good stuff here to keep you turning pages. Men fighting monsters is rarely boring. Bornson's injury is mentioned many, many times. It serves his and Marima's relationship arc, but the references still appear a lot. The battles with the Reavers can be gory, and Averin's method of obtaining information about the Reavers might upset those with a weak stomach. Wizardborn satisfies with a suspenseful monster chase and a world that is becoming increasingly complex. Even though it provides little to the series' plot progression, it still contains its own story, matures the characters, and sets the stage for the next installment. And I am certainly looking forward to the next installment.